everybody, it's Cindy with Cindy's Creations. Happy day to you, whatever day that you're watching my tutorial. I hope it's an excellent day for you, and I'm here to give you some inspiration on some sewing. I don't know if you've sewn before or know how to sew or are interested in sewing, but I've already made one of these baskets. This is out of a drying mat, and I did get it, this one I did get at Dollar General. I just sewed the sides, and there's a tutorial on my page for this one. It's a little basket so you can keep things in. So I wanted to show you that real quick. But now we're going to use a placemat. This placemat, isn't that pretty? I think it's a pretty blue. And this color on the other side. This did come from Dollar Tree. I did find it on sale for $1 which is odd, right? But they only had a couple left, so I did pick up 2 of them. But we're going to do this one. I did a little different way than that one. We're going to put, so it's long ways. We're going to bring this side up to here. So we're just basically making it in half, if you can see that. We're going to sew down the side on each side. Then we're going to take our ruler and we're going to cut corners off of each corner and make it more of a different kind of basket. So if you're interested, we're going to go ahead and start on this, and hopefully I can give you some inspiration. Again, I'm not going to be really watching my camera because this is a tutorial, so I'm going to try to point my camera where we should be far as sewing wise goes. Now I have a Baby Lock, a Destiny 2. I've had it for a long time, but it does regular sewing, embroidery, quilting. It does a lot of things, but I mainly use it for sewing, but I have used it for embroidery and some quilting in the past. But for right now, we're going to do this. So this is a quick tutorial. We're going to go ahead and sew the 2 side seams, then we're going to cut this, and I'll show you how to do that. So just watch. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments, but I'm not going to be with you looking at the camera right now. So we're going to go ahead and sew this. It doesn't have to be perfect as far as how much of a seam you want to have. I usually do about 1/4 of an inch, which is not normal for me. We'll start with our needle down in the down position, and we're going to start sewing. I'm going to stop because I'm going to go backwards. You want to do some back tacking so it doesn't come apart at the top. I'm just using white thread. If you wanted to use a color thread to match, you could do that. So I'm just using a 1/4 inch seam, and we're going to do the let me kind of mark where I need to go here with my little ruler. I want to do 3 inches, so let me get this where I need it to be. 1, 2, 3. Let's do it this way. Just so I see. I'm going to stop about right there. I'm going to do a 3 inch back tack. I'm going to go ahead and go all the way on here. Although I'm going to cut it off, but it's okay. I got to push my needle back in the up position, lift my presser foot, and we're going to cut it off. So here's my little seam, if you can see that. I hope the lighting is okay for you. But this is not a real quick tutorial. I normally do quick ones, but we're not going to do that today. This may be a little bit longer. So let's do the other side. And we're just going to make another basket. Down, presser foot down, needle down. And I always start out kind of slow, so I don't get my material all bunched up in there. Now you could use a matching thread if you want to. I didn't take the time to do that because this is just a little basket for me. Okay. Back up in the needle position. Cut our threads off. Okay, so now I'm going to take my ruler, and I have a rotary cutter, which was that I used, but you need a rotary mat under here. Let me move my camera here. There we go. So you can see. Sorry if I kind of made you dizzy. So we got the sides done. Now we're going to measure our 3.5 inches on here, or 3 inches by 3 inches. It's going to make it too small of a basket. Let's do smaller. Let's do 2.5. 2.5 by 2.5. There we go. So let's cut this little corner out. So I'm going to cut up here and I'm going to cut over here. Always keep your blade closed so you don't hurt yourself. I'm going to do my best to get it cut. And if it doesn't, you take your scissors, because sometimes you need a new blade, which I may need a new blade. So let's get this corner fixed over here. It didn't go all the way through. Do it this way. I hope you can still see. Now this other one I didn't do that. I just did all the way down. Excuse me. So we have one cut here. We're going to flip it over and we're going to do the same thing over here at 2.5 inch. So I always want to make sure I have this, okay, the right way so I can do it, because this ruler is a really neat ruler. 2.5, 2.5. Okay, and now we're going to do the same thing with this one. I may need to change my blade in here. Keep your fingers away. Shut it. Make sure you shut your rotary cover if you have one. Okay, so let's do, looks like that side went okay. This side I didn't get perfect. Okay, so now we got this side cut. So now we have something like this with the little holes at the bottom. Kind of looks like a diaper, doesn't it? Or a pair of underwear. Sorry about that, or panties. So anyway, we have this. Now we're going to take the corner over here. So we're going to take the bottom into here and make sure this seam is in the middle. Now you can open up these seams if you want to, or you can leave them flat. But if you open them up like that, it gives you more of a flatter seam. I hope you guys can see. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to pin it. You don't have to pin it, but I'm going to pin it. Only because this is a silky type fabric. So we're just going to pin it and pin it over here on this side. And I'm hoping this is even. If not, I'll have to fix it. I'm just reaching for another pin over here. So now we're going to have it, so break in a square, kind of square basket like that. Let me take my ruler here and see if I have it even on both sides. I think I do, but I'm not positive. Open this up. From there to there. I'd rather do it this side. No, let's do this side. Okay. Here to here. It's about 2.5. And that's, okay. I think we're good. So let's go ahead and get my leg back under here and we're gonna sew this piece. It's going to be a small kind of short basket, but that's okay. It just depends on what size you want to do. So let's start it. Backspace. Go forwards. My needle's in the down position. So now we're going to come over here. Just want to make sure that this is down over here. I'm going to open up my seam. You don't have, I said you don't have to, but I am going to do that. But I don't go over my pins. Do not run over your pins with your sewing machine. You could break a needle and that could hurt your eye if it pops up. I'm going to raise this up because it's folding in. There we go. I'll just take that out since we have the other side in already. And now we're going to sew again. I am going to back stitch in the seam just to reinforce that area. And now we're going to go down. Hope you can hear me. Now we're going to go down here to the other side. Okay, so we got it stopped. We'll cut that open. Let me cut my threads off. And now we have one side done, and we'll press that seam open here when we're through. So let's do this side the same way. And we're going to have a basket. It's going to be a little different size than the other one, but I'm okay with that. Put our little needle in here. Our stick pin over there. Well, let's make sure it's the same on this side now. We don't want a wonky basket, because that's what this is going to be, is a basket. We're good. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing. I'm opening up my little seam here on the side, and we're going to start sewing this side down. Okay, I'm back stitching again just to make sure we can hold that together. I'm opening up my seam here. Take my pin out. Again, I don't go over my pins. I don't suggest you do that. You don't want to have that pin pop, the needle break, and then catch your eyes. On a back stitch at the seam just to make sure it reinforces that area. Take my pin out. Now I'm done back stitching, raise my needle up, my presser foot, and we're going to take this and cut our threads off. Okay, so now we should have a basket. You can see there's a basket. Let's go ahead and take my iron. And I don't iron on this. I have a little wool mat that I use. Let me move this over. Sorry about that. Just want to make sure you can see everything. And I have my little iron here that I use. And let's go ahead and turn it so I can go in there and iron that out. Iron our seams. And then I can show you what it's going to look like. Okay, so I'm in here opening up my seam. And we're going to press it. I don't have this on the hottest setting because I didn't want to burn my mat or anything. Okay, so I'm just going in here, as you can see, and I'm pressing the seam open. And that should be enough. And let's go turn it over and get this side over here. This is going to be a long tutorial, and I apologize for that. But I just felt like I needed to do this and show you a little bit of how to make a few things. And if you're interested, I am going to be starting a sewing subscription and teach you how to do a lot of things about your sewing machine, how to quilt and cut pieces out, just a lot of different things. Okay, let me go back to this side so I can get the bottom over here. And the edges. Okay, so now we have our basket. You see a basket? Let me move you back over here a little bit. Sorry about that. Hope that didn't bother you. And we're gonna fold it down and make a little kind of like a seam, like a top up here. Open this up a little bit more. This is such a cute fabric if you like blue. Now you can, if you want to, tack this down either by hand or by your sewing machine to keep this down on the sides. Go back. Sorry, I'm not doing too well this morning with this, or afternoon. Okay, so now you have a little basket you can keep at your sewing machine, put your utensils in here, you know, things like that. Now I do have a piece of cardboard that we can cut for in here to make sure that it stays kind of straight. So let me use one of my pins here and see if I can't mark this and cut it so it'll stand up a little better. Okay, so I got it marked. Oops, I got it marked right here. Seems like it's kind of dark. Hope it's not. And I don't want to use my sewing scissors, so let me grab my other scissors right over here. It's just next to me. 1 second. I appreciate you waiting. Okay. So let's go ahead and cut this down here the best I can. It's just a piece of cardboard. I'll cut it one side. Let's go back over here and cut it from this side. Okay. I'll keep that for something else maybe. And let's get this pushed in the bottom. So we can have it so it stays upright. And again, you could sew these more or tack them down here on the sides. So what do you think? Here's a basket that we just made. Now you can put your items in here that you want, your rulers. You could put your box of pins that's not open in here. You could put scissors. You can put anything in here. So let me know what you think about our little box we did today, little container. And again, I think it's fine. So hope you enjoyed this today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I gave you some inspiration to start sewing. And if you're interested in joining my subscription group, leave me a comment and I can give you the instructions on how to do that. But thank you so much for watching. This is Cindy with Create with Cindy's Creations. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.